Was well instructed in the media, being in LA. He knew how to handle the media better than anybody did. He understood what a 20-second soundbite was early. I have to tell a story now. I can tell this because Dick is gone, God rest his soul. It was in '82 early, and I wasn't playing good early in the year. And we had one of those long flights that you always have from San Diego to everywhere else in the league. And back then that's when they still had booze on the planes. So I go back to go to the bathroom, and he's in the back, and Dick could put away that scotch. And I had half a buzz going on too. So he goes back and he says, "You're just like your daddy." And I'm going, "What?" He goes, "You're just like your daddy. You hit soft singles the other way." And I looked at him, and it wasn't that he insulted me. I couldn't care about that. But I looked at him, I said, "Hey, I haven't seen your plaque in the Hall of Fame." And he did get in there. So we talked later, he remembered it. I said, "I have seen your plaque in the Hall of Fame." So that was the kind of relationship we had. He lost me right there for a long time, but as I said, we kissed and made up, and it's all water under the bridge now. But coming back from Chicago, I can remember being on the plane. First of all, we lose 2 in Chicago. I got to tell you about the umpires that is never mentioned. Those were replacement umpires for the first 4 games. I don't know if the guy in game 1 had done anything above junior college. And the first pitch of the game was right down the middle to Dernier. And he goes, and he balled it. And I said, "Wait a minute." I said, did I block you out? Did I get in your way? I said, he goes, "No." I said, "Well, that ball was right down the effing middle." I said, "Is this the way it's going to be?" The next pitch, Dernier hit out, and they beat us 13-0, so it didn't matter what it was. But after that guy was so nervous that it was terrible. And we're lucky it wasn't worse for those first 4 games. But they took us on after we lost 13-0, and we lost 4-2, and they took us on a police caravan to the airport. Our plane was in a hangar, and the wings were touching another plane, and they couldn't figure out how to get it out of there. The Cubs leave early and get to San Diego 2 hours before we do, our own place. They finally had to let the air out of the tires of one plane and then pull it out. And we got on, and on the way back, the Cubs were better than us overall. They were almost a team of destiny. Sutcliffe, what a great trade that was. And I was talking to my wife. I said, "Where are we going on Tuesday?" I said, "I don't want to be a downer." I said, "But these guys are pretty good." I said, "We're already down 2. They only got to win 1." And we felt good about, was Eckersley in game 3?
Yeah.
We felt good about that because Eckersley was not the same pitcher. He was not the same pitcher as a starter as he was as a reliever. And, it was at 7-1, I think. But then game 4 is the pinnacle of, was one of the greatest games I've ever seen a player play from Garv. Every single hit he had was clutch, 2 outs or 2 strikes, something like that. And he wins it with the homer. And then Sunday it was a toss-up. I mean, we got Sutcliffe again, and we go down 3-0, and I thought the magic was gone, and then the ball hops over Sandberg, and man, we're on. It was on. Couldn't believe it. It was just still exciting to think about it. That was Tony Gwynn's calling card that day right there. Even though he won, was that his first title?
Yes.
That year, yeah. Even though he won the title.
First year, right, basically.
Yeah, and so that was the beginning of his Hall of Fame career, and it was wonderful, and going to the World Series. And I remember we had a scout meeting, advanced meeting, which is what I do now for the Cubs. At that time, at the end of the year, I advanced the last 3 years. So, I asked this question. I ask a lot of questions, but I asked this question, and I said, if we get behind outfielder that hit the home run and put him in
Gibson?
No, in the lead, game 1. Not Lemon, but the other guy.
Gibson? Herndon?
Yes. I said, if we get behind Herndon 2-0 or 3-1, can we throw him a fastball away and not worry about him hitting the ball out the other way? Oh, definitely. Well, we're winning 2-1 in the 7th and get a 3-1 count. I remember the reports. Threw the ball away, hit a home run the other way. And I went in and I looked at Dick, I said, nice report. Oh, I thought he was gonna kill me. I thought he was gonna kill me. We lost that game 3-2. You know, and then afterwards, George Frazier, who was doing TV, he was at the game, he saw me in the tunnel and he goes, man, you gotta throw Herndon inside. He can't hit inside. I said, now you tell me. But anyway, you know, we felt like we were competitive. We were a little bit worn out. They had that. It was a lot like what happened to the Diamondbacks this year, and what happened to the Diamondbacks. And the Dodgers win 3 straight. They get all that time off, and then against us. That's what I'm talking about. We had to go 5. We got the rain out. Then we had to play, you know, day after, and our pitching got messed up. Well, we had to use so many pitchers in that Cubs series, went 5, you know,
series,
but in '84 we had to use so many pitchers that, you know, we were worn out. Detroit had all the time off because they swept Kansas City, so they were ready, and they were one of the best teams in a long time.